Hey everybody, it's Monica Regan here. I am coming at you from my kitchen again on week 4 of my meal prep videos, which I am loving. I am loving all the flavors. I am loving how healthy I am eating. I am loving the quantity of veg I'm getting into my body, the fact that everything's low sodium, low sugar. It's been awesome. So let me start off by sharing with you my first breakfast item, which is superhero cookies. How yummy did these look? So these beautiful babies are made with oats and nut butter and coconut and protein powder, as well as our cocoa acai, which is full of antioxidants and fiber, and made with non-alkalized cocoa powder, organic coconut sugar, acai fruit powder, gum acacia, stevia leaf extract, and turmeric. So a little bit of a kick of healthy flavors in there. I also added in some of our Cocoa Crunch, which is a whole food topper. So it can go on top of lots of different things: ice cream, Greek yogurt, cereal, fruit, rice pudding, and you can also make it into a sweet chocolate dip. But it goes great into things like pancakes and things like this. And this one is made with chia, organic cocoa nibs, psyllium husk, coconut, organic cane sugar, organic cocoa powder, and cinnamon, and again, full of omega-3s and fiber. So that is the Cocoa Crunch Whole Food Topper. And these are getting gobbled up like crazy. I put chocolate chips in them because I'm giving them to my kids who basically will reject anything that if it has like cranberries or raisins, but you could throw those in instead. You could put in some chopped nuts. You can make these really lovely kind of power cookie style cookies, breakfast cookies into, whatever you want in them. Moving on, I did my smoothies. As always, I love these smoothies. They are so good. They blend up like almost like ice cream. It feels really indulgent to have these smoothies in the morning. So I love them. This week I went for the kind of green goddess kind of style. So I've used green apple. What else is here? Oh yeah, cucumber, pineapple, and a whole whack of greens, spinach, baby kale, regular kale, just to kick up my greens. Not that I need to necessarily do that because I've been eating so well, but it just felt like I just felt like extra healthy this week. So lower sugar fruits in there, and I'm pretty excited to try those ones out. They're gonna go in with a little bit of protein powder and milk, or sorry, not milk, water. I'm actually just gonna use water this time. So that will be breakfast for the week, our power cookies and smoothies, and then going on to lunches and dinners. Last week I did a whole chicken in the microwave with our new rotisserie chicken seasoning, and it was so good. Everybody raved about it, and including the kids. The kids ate it. They don't eat any meat. It's crazy. They loved it. They gobbled it up. So it was really, really a big hit. So I decided to make a bone broth. I'm not like, I don't have time for making bone broth from scratch, but as I had deboned the chicken anyway, all I did was throw it into a pot. I threw in some carrots, some celery, some other seasonings, and just let it boil for like 8 hours. And then I just strained that out and decided to make some chicken noodle soup. And so I threw in some leftover chicken, some more carrots and celery, and then the flavor was already really good from the bone broth. So I added a little bit more seasoning to this, and then just let it boil with the carrots and the celery in. And then I did this. I've done this before. I can't believe I did it again. I didn't learn my lesson. I put in some gluten-free rotini or penne, and I boiled it in the broth to cook. So lesson is boil your pasta in water and then add it to your soups. Now you may be laughing your head off because maybe you already know that, and I should know it because I made this mistake before, but I boiled it in the broth. So basically the pasta absorbed all the broth, and this is like kind of more like a casserole now, but actually it was a win because the kids loved it. It's really flavorful, and the pasta absorbed all of the flavor of the broth. So the pasta has this really lovely flavor. It just doesn't look that good. Anyway, that chicken from last weekend is still feeding us. So I'm pretty excited about that. It was only 3-pound chicken, and we've managed to pull now, like, this is going to be lunch or dinner for, it's in the kids' lunch today. and there's probably enough for at least Bob and I to have for lunch. So this is the meal that keeps on giving. Now, if you don't want to make bone broth from scratch, we do have some great healthy broth mixes. This is our vegetable broth. We have a nourish broth and a beef broth as well. So you could do a noodle soup, chicken noodle soup with our veggie or our nourish broth. Nourish is like the chicken broth style. Knowing that you're getting low sodium and super healthy ingredients in there, all super clean, no additives. So you can just, make that and the nice thing about this too is, when you buy one of those boxes of broth, once you open it, you got to use the whole thing. And I just find that super frustrating because I never need the whole thing. Or if I need one, I need 1.5, and then I've got half of one left, and I've got to freeze it, or it just annoys me. So I like that these ones are powdered, they last forever, and you can just use them as you need. All right, moving on to more of our lunches and dinners. Next up, Thai stir fry. Okay, you can watch for, or depending on when you watch this, it may already be up. I have a whole video on our Thai stir fry with a twist, which I want you to check out because it is so good. And I did it with a friend and we did something fun with it. But for this week, we're going to be doing this Thai stir fry with rice noodles. You could do it with rice. I didn't pre-cook the noodles this time. These cook so quickly that I figured I'd just do it at the moment, and everything else is ready to go. All I do for this is whisk up the seasoning with a can of coconut milk, which I buy at Costco in a case because a lot of things that we have can be made with coconut milk. Just a really great thing to have around. So my coconut milk, a little bit of peanut butter, and some soy. I buy the low sodium organic, and lime, and then set that aside, preheat the wok with a little bit of oil, and then throw in your protein. This week I am using tofu. We just try to eat less meat as much as possible. So I just pre-chopped it up so it's just ready to go. I can throw it in. Everything's good to go. And I had some leftover bok choy from last week when I did the Thai coconut soup. And so I just chopped it up. So that's ready to go. I also prepped some other veggies for something I'm going to show you in a second, which I could also throw in there. So that's a meal done. Now that is a portion, generally speaking, that would feed 4 adults, but we find these last us a little bit longer, especially because our kids, some things they don't eat at all, so we eat them twice. We'll have it for breakfast, for lunch, and then for dinner, and then lunch the next day, or they'll eat a smaller portion, so it can last us a little longer. So that's going to be a lunch and a dinner, and then next up, staying with the Thai theme, I am going to be making my first ever. Actually, these are not Thai; they're Vietnamese rice rolls. So I'm pretty excited about these. I've never done it before, but I get my inspiration for these recipes. A lot of them come out of our Good Food Real Results. So this is not just a cookbook, but it is a cookbook designed to work with all of Epicure's products. And it comes with a lot of things at the beginning for how to prepare a meal, how to stock your kitchen, how to focus on health and weight loss if that is a goal for you. But I try to focus on health. And then it has all these fantastic recipes in it. So this got me inspired and I've decided I'm gonna try it. So I also have the vermicelli noodles. These cook really quickly as well, so I didn't pre-cook them because I didn't want them to dry out because I wasn't sure for sure when I was going to make these. But what I did do is pre-chop all the veg. How beautiful does that look? So I have the 3 colors of bell peppers in there. I've got cucumber, which I julienned, the cucumber and the carrots with our mandolin, which I will feature for you at some point. Our mandolin is amazing. And look at that. They just come out like these perfect little matchsticks, tiny little matchsticks. And that, to do this carrot, that probably took me less than a minute. It's just an awesome tool, which again, I'll feature it at some point so you can check it out. There's also a video here on my YouTube channel that you can see. It's like 30 seconds long and it just shows me using the mandolin. Check it out if you're interested in learning more. So to dress that, rather than make a dipping sauce, what I thought I would do is actually season the vermicelli, so the flavor is going to be right in the roll, and then it's just a really even simpler and easier to eat. I don't have to have like a little dipping container and make a separate sauce. So what I did was I made our sesame ginger dressing, which I thought would go really well with these flavors. This is one of our most popular dressing seasonings, and I made this combining it with some oil and some rice vinegar and a little bit of soy sauce. You can do it, that's to do a vinaigrette style. You can do it as a creamy one with a little bit of nut butter. And this it does have a little sugar in it. And so organic cane sugar, onions, sesame seeds, garlic, spices, red pepper, and chives. It does have sesame seeds, so if you have a seed allergy, be aware. But here's our cruet. This is one of our awesome little tools. I feature this thing all the time. I love it. My son helped me make this yesterday. He got really excited because he's 5 and it's, he can do this kind of stuff with me now, but it was just fun for him to get to pour everything in. So there's a little funnel you can get for this cruet. It fits perfectly. It's silicone, super easy to clean. And you can make the portion you want. So I talk about this all the time because I cannot tell you how many times I have found dressing that is like 7 years old in my fridge. And I go to move or something and I'm like, oh my God, how long have I had the salad dressing? So I like to make it to the size I want because I'm not wasting anything. It's fresh and the flavors of the stuff is just so good. So that's going to be another lunch and possibly dinner, or maybe it's going to be a couple days worth of lunches. Finally, I made our new classic meatloaf. Now, I did not make this as a loaf. I made it into meatballs. So I simply just followed the instructions, which is to add an egg and a little bit of water, mix it up. I use ground turkey. We try not to eat beef as much as possible. We're trying to keep it to just a couple times a year for a really special occasion. And so ground turkey worked perfectly well. The flavors were really nice. I did top it with the traditional topping that you glaze a meatloaf with. You can see they're kind of glazed up there a little bit, and you can see there's not very many left because the kids have already gotten into them. And so I'm going to actually do those with spaghetti. And so this is gluten-free spaghetti. And then I made up a bowl of our marinara sauce, which I am now addicted to. And I've just realized I don't even have enough for a whole new portion. So I've got to get some more of this. I usually have a backup and I don't have a backup of this one. This can be a great dipping sauce too. This marinara is fantastic. So all I do for the marinara is I take a can of tomatoes, a really big can, not this size, but the really big size. And I throw it in the blender with 3 tablespoons of this, and it's a beautiful marinara sauce. So it keeps for about a week or possibly longer, as it's canned tomatoes, but never lasts me more than a week. And then I've got it to use as a dipping sauce. I've got it to use for spaghetti if I want. It's just been really versatile, and I found myself using it a lot. And it's one of the ones I never tried. So now all of a sudden I'm addicted to a product that I've had, since I've been a consultant, I've had access to this. In fact, I've had a jar of it, and I've only now just kind of discovered how much I love it. So that is our meatloaf. So that is my week. Now, if I just go back over this really quickly, we have our power cookies for breakfast. We have our smoothie for breakfast. We have our mushy looking but amazing tasting chicken noodle soup / casserole. We've got our Thai stir fry. We have our rice paper Vietnamese rice rolls with these beautiful colors going into it. Lots of really healthy, yummy stuff with our sesame ginger dressing and our meatloaf with our marinara sauce. And that is the week. This week. I hope you guys enjoy. If you are here on YouTube, please like, subscribe. And if you are here on YouTube, head on over to my VIP Epicure group, which is linked below. All right, everyone, I hope you get lots of value out of this and inspiration. And if you do cook any of these things, please let me know. Have an amazing day.